Right, the solution to the problem. So, the only question I asked my friend Steve was whether the casing of the distribution board or consumer unit was metal. Okay, and the answer to that was yes. So what I said to him would be, because the RCD went out rather than the circuit breaker, this circuit breaker, then the likelihood is that it would be an earth fault. Okay, of some description. Now, he said there was a bang or a pop. Okay, so because there's a pop, it would indicate that there was some sort of fault current. Okay, and again, that would be an earth fault current. Now, if it was a neutral earth fault, it's unlikely to be a pop. Okay, it's more likely just to hear the snapping closed of the RCD itself because of the very low current. However, because he heard a pop, it is going to be a live to earth fault. We know it's not going to be a live to neutral fault, otherwise it would be the circuit breaker that went out. Okay, and not the RCD, because an RCD will only detect an imbalance and not a short circuit between lines or line and neutral. So we know it has to be a live earth fault. The other thing I said is he heard the pop. So we know that the live earth fault must be within the enclosure. Otherwise he wouldn't, or very near the enclosure. Otherwise he would have heard nothing. If it's on the extremities of the ring circuit, it would have been popping and buzzing and whatever else in the socket, or one of the sockets in that ring circuit further away from where he was located. So I said, probably what you've done is when you remove the RCD and inevitably move the cables, you probably disturbed the cables behind the rest of the circuitry. And being that it's a metal back box, I wouldn't mind betting that they haven't used any grommet strip, and they probably stripped the insulation of the cables quite a long way out. And it's probably, again, it's all probably, that there's a live conductor on that ring circuit that is actually now shorted out against the side of the box. That's the solution, I said. You want to go and try it, have a look, get a torch, have a poke around in there. I wouldn't mind betting that's what's happened. What he actually found was it was back entry. The board, the cable coming into the board of back entry. The other behind the board, if you like, was a wall, obviously. Behind that wall was the garage, and all the cables were coming down through the garage and into the back of the board. And what they'd done is stripped the outer mechanical protection, or the sheath of the cable, at the garage and poked the singles through. Okay, they'd then stripped the back of the board by, instead of the knockouts and the punch outs, they put large holes with a hole cutter and not shored off or filed down the edges. And when he moved it, the one of the line conductors cut against the edge of the outer box and stripped it back to the bare copper, and it was shorting out. Obviously, you know, you can almost fault find just by having the correct information, at least to give you a half a chance. What he's going to do as a solution is put a JB in the garage and extend the ring circuit. He's also going to double check any other cables while he's there, and perhaps even take the consumer unit off the wall and put grommet strip on. I hope that was a helpful little exercise. We will be doing more of these, obviously, but I just wanted you to have a think about it and come up with a solution. Well done.